But yeah, it's been cool it's really cool to put an idea out there and then have it start to snowball and other people jump into it and be part of it. So I definitely didn't plan it out. Listen to her, do a business plan, like do your research first. I just started doing it. I never thought I'd have an apparel company, but that's where things went. So I had to learn. I don't even know if my fashion sense is okay, I guess, but like I had to learn, types of shirts, types of materials, like learn your business, whatever you're doing, learn it. But I kind of went with the flow, just saw what people wanted. What's up?
Do you guys have like a social media campaign? Or like an Instagram page or something?
What's that?
Do you guys have like an Instagram page or?
Yeah, at LFOD Apparel on everything. If you guys want to check it out, give me feedback.
Cool.
At LFOD Apparel on everything.
Wait, what is it?
LFOD Apparel.
I will forget it.
Yeah, let me know what you think. I want to
Wait
go
for that, Apparel.
So do you think that you're going to continue mainly like growing the apparel company, or are you trying to focus mainly on like the whole community aspect with like artists and stuff, or do you want to do both?
I think it's all in one because I think really, and I don't really like the term lifestyle brand or whatever, but that's kind of what we are, is it's a lifestyle, so it all feeds into each other. We do a lot of events and stuff, so I talk a lot of FaceTime with people and hearing what people want to do and what they say. And we're kind of going with that, like whatever we can facilitate. But I think the apparel, I think, is the most like concrete industry out of what we're involved in. And I have some ideas how to, like I told the class earlier, like I don't see why we can't be competing with like Timberland in a few years. I mean, they kind of do the same thing with like the street and the outdoor thing, but they kind of do it like almost out of necessity, whereas like we're actually out here with artists making things happen, making things move, and then we're also out in the mountains and stuff.
So when you say you want to collaborate with local artists,
Yeah.
what do you mean by that?
Well, we're actually, you guys are getting like the behind the scenes stuff because we haven't really talked about it, but basically I have like a short list of artists I know that I rock with their work, and I want to give them a chance to design a t-shirt for us, and then so they
Do you
would,
mean like music artists or like drawing artists?
that I mean drawing, unless you're a musician that also draws, but we do stuff for music. I mean, we bring people on the podcast. Last year we did an album where we did 24 songs in 24 hours with 24 artists. So each had an hour to record and mix, and it's one of the better albums that came out up here last year, I think. So we're up for whatever. Like at the beginning, we couldn't really, everyone's trying to get there. Everyone's trying to get their shit together. So like you can't really help each other yet because you're still trying to help yourself. And then now we're at a point where we can kind of more go with the flow. Like, all right, man, you want to do that? Okay, what's it look like? Let's have a meeting. Let's figure out, if our goals line up, what we can do. Kind of like, I think we're in a period of hopefully pretty rapid growth that's about to occur. So, but we're open for whatever. Like, we just want to talk to people and see what's going on. That's why I'm here. This is marketing. I'm trying to see what's up with you guys and like really communicate with y'all. 'Cause, I'm from Portsmouth. If there had been someone doing stuff like this, I would have wanted to know about it and be involved. And then on the flip side, I want you guys to rock with what I'm doing. Because like I told some of the earlier, I'm going to stop saying I told the earlier class. Assume I've said all this before. When I went here, I did percussion. And it was a new program, but we went and we did a competition out in California. And I remember before we got on the bus to go to the airport, the speech, he was like, all right, when you leave here, you're no longer Sam, you're no longer Matt. Like when people see you, they see Portsmouth High School, they see New Hampshire, they see this, you now represent a bigger thing. And I've sort of carried that with me. And then I remember going to college and people would grab me at orientation from one side of the party and bring me over like, you're from New Hampshire, he's from New Hampshire, you're friends. Like, so when you start moving around and doing things, you realize it's a small world, first of all, but people are going to grab that one thing from you. He's from New Hampshire, I'm going to find someone else from New Hampshire. And so, whether you guys like it or not, I represent y'all. So I want to make sure it's something you're proud of and rocking with. So I wanted to come in here and connect with you guys. And full transparency, it's marketing on both sides. Now you know who I am. Now the people who already follow us are like, oh, that's cool. He's doing stuff with his community, which I would do anything.
So would you say you do more of your sales like at these events, and do you have like a website that you sell apparel on too?
Yeah, LFODapparel.com.
So would you say you do like more sales when you're at the events?
We
or-
do so much more in person,
Really?
which is wild, because I'm really focused on, did you check Instagram?
Yeah.
It's clean, right?
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, so I've been real focused on like the branding of it and making sure the brand is saying what I want to say. And so like, our web presence is wicked clean and clear what it is, but we honestly just talking to people and like people seeing it, we do so much better in person, which originally I wanted, like LFOD is this big thing. My face isn't associated with it. You don't have to like my face to like the product, but you know, I've found out that people do want to have that relationship.
What's your favorite part about like owning this company?
My favorite part? It's
Or
just-
like top three? You can't.
No, someone asked me, so we've been interviewing, we're hiring a bunch of positions. We got like 200 applications on Indeed for like these 3 positions. And so I've been a one-man HR department for the last 2 weeks, but someone asked me that. And my favorite thing is just actually having an impact on people. And like, even though, because with entrepreneurship, there's some like dark moments where you're like, oh my God, like what have I done? Is this the right choice? I don't think this is ever going to work. What's going to happen? And then all it takes is like one person being like, hey, that changed, you know, things for me. So like we had that album I talked about. We did a release party last year, and you know, had a bunch of people at it. It was cool. The videos on there. And someone recently, like a month ago, who I've known since like that whole time, was like, hey, I never told you that changed my life. Like literally, I went to that, I had no idea any of this stuff was going on. I met a ton of artists I rock with. Now she throws shows with them and is like a successful promoter and stuff. So stuff like that, like just I like connecting people that I rock with each other and having them, you know, then go off and do dope stuff. So just, you know, making an impact really. You know, because that's what it's for.
That's cool.
It's just like making things happen. Like
Yeah.
you can do anything. You really can. Like
Yeah. So,
to not get on my little B stuff, but like everything in here started out in someone's head. Like someone pictured that desk and then they made it a thing. Like that's what people do. They have ideas and they make them happen. So
yeah.
I just try to approach things like that. Like go out there and you know, if you can think about it, you can do it.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, this is cool. This is going up on the list for cool stuff. Yeah. Speaking of, I used to get in trouble for talking in class, and now no longer here.